How's it going, everyone? Yo, boy Corey here, aka Crasher, back with a new video, and ladies and gentlemen, we are back to write yet another chapter in the manga that is Activision Blizzard. Let's get into this because the insanity never stops with these guys. So we have an article on the website MP First, and it is titled, Activision Employees Speak Out on Company's Crunch. Had days working till 3 a.m. Holy shit. Former and current employees of Activision share their experience working through crunch at the company and how it affected their products come release, and it's not a pretty sight. Taking to Twitter, Jessica Gonzalez, who was a former employee at Activision Blizzard working as a quality assurance tester at Treyarch and quality assurance analyst at Blizzard, chimed in to give her feedback on a recent Washington Post story about a studio moving to 4-day work days. She notes that when working on Black Ops 3, there were times where they had worked 14-hour days. Given the tight deadline that they were on, this resulted in them cutting the campaign entirely from the last-gen versions of the game. The work needed to get those console versions working was described by her as abysmal. Kate Anderson, another QA at Activision, also decided to give a bit of background on this, backing up the claim that while working on Black Ops Cold War, another title developed by Treyarch, that the team had 14-hour days with little notice beforehand. Jessica recounts of days like this, noting that they were asked to stay until 3 a.m. in the morning 5 minutes before the shifts were ending. With the recent Activision Blizzard lawsuit ongoing and news that Microsoft acquiring them for close to $70 billion, hopefully the employees will see a lot of this change in the near future. While crunch is fairly common in any industry you look in, it seems that the work environments surrounding it, in particular with the gaming industry, isn't up to par with where they should be. No shit. Okay, so this right here just adds a further notch into the belt that is Activision Blizzard and the continued scumminess that they exhibit towards pretty much anybody and everybody. Like, this right here, I am beyond disgusted. It doesn't surprise me, but it doesn't change the fact I am beyond disgusted. And this instance right here highlights another form of maltreatment when it comes to their employees, making them work like slaves, i.e. making them work well past the end of their shift, making them work to the wee hours of the morning, 6 to 7 times a week. And despite all of that, their products would come out as incomplete, half-baked, broken, problematic. If that is the case, if any company, if any gaming company runs into these type of problems, then here is a solution. How about push the release date back a little bit so that way you can get the game done properly, so that way it isn't a broken, gloppy mess for your customers to play. Like, holy shit, why are we in a rush for releasing games, you know? Quality over quantity, like, has that term been lost on these companies? Like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? And in the case here for Black Ops 3, not only was there content that was actually cut from the game, but it actually broke entire builds because of Activision Blizzard and their continued mistreatment of their employees that are busting their asses while the CEOs and the higher-ups all get to sit on their fat asses and stuff their faces with profit. Like, come on. That is beyond infuriating. Like I said before, none of this is surprising anymore, but it doesn't change the fact that this is still insanely infuriating and also pretty damn obvious what I'm about to say. It's not right. And it also adds further that I really despise Activision Blizzard. Yes, I understand that Microsoft bought them out for $70 billion, so I hope that Microsoft gives this company a major facelift, gut them out, and rebuild them from the ground up, and actually instill morals and proper treatment of people that work for said company. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's hard to understand to have better treatment when it comes to the people that work for your company, that keep your company going every single day. It's not really a hard concept to understand. Now, ReviewTechUSA also made a video on this subject, and there is something that he said in the video that especially stands out to me that I think we all should take a listen to.
This is why I'm so pro games being delayed. It's not only because I want a actual finished product that isn't just patched up with a bunch of updates after a game is released and the game even then still ends up being broken, but human beings are who are working on these games. It isn't machines. It isn't like some AI algorithm like, hey, make a good first-person shooter, make a good action platformer, make a good RPG, and they just, you know, and artificial intelligence puts the games together. It's human beings working their asses off to put together a quality product. And to drive people into the ground to rush out a game, and then on top of it, you get these overtired, stressed out devs who had to literally sometimes crunch to death to get these games out, getting crap from the community because the game is rushed. Imagine that. You were sitting there till 3 in the morning some days, working 12 hours a day, working your ass off. You got executives breathing down your neck to get this game done. You got to stay till 3 a.m. Who needs sleep? Yeah, you have to be back here at 7. Tough crap. Go drive home maybe an hour and get barely 3 hours of sleep to get back here. To just have the game come out and then have people crap on it because the executives made you rush it out so they could meet their quarter.
And that right there kind of puts things into perspective even more, the amount of stress that the game developers of Activision Blizzard have had to go through, not just when it comes to working with that piece of shit company in general, but imagine yourself as a game developer. You're busting your ass. You're working really freaking hard. You guys sacrifice sleep. You guys sacrifice free time with your family, free time with your kids, just because you have a bunch of fat-necked executives that are chowing down on profit that expect you to be Superman and have you make the game the way that it's supposed to be in a really, really unreasonable fashion. And despite all of that, you end up releasing a product that is unfinished or has cut content or requires patches because there are glitches and things like that. Can you imagine what those game developers have to go through because of that? And here's the thing, is that I had actually never even thought about this before, and it actually kind of makes me think, well, what are the game developers in different companies having to go through in order to produce games for the date of release, such as Pokemon games, such as, you know, Legend of Zelda games, such as Mario games, things like that. But yeah, if there is a deadline, if there is a date of release, then they have to go with it instead of doing the actual smart thing and pushing back the release date, not only preventing the game developers from being overworked and slave-driven, but also they would be able to have more time to smooth things out that are rough and could potentially be problematic and glitchy, so that way the customers as well would be able to have a better finished game instead of feeling like that they wasted their time and money on an unfinished product. And in the case here of Activision Blizzard, it just shows even further that they don't give a fuck about quality, nor did they ever give a fuck about those working for them. They would just rather stuff their faces with profit and the hard work that keeps their company afloat. And the hard work doesn't come from the fat-necked executives lazing around barking out orders. No, that right there comes from the hard-working employees that have had to put up with their shit for God knows how long. So there's really nothing much else that can be said here without being repetitive or anything of the sort. So I'm gonna end the video off right here. Comment down below your thoughts about this. I mean, does this type of thing really surprise you at this point? It doesn't to me, not in the slightest. But it makes me further and further disgusted by Activision Blizzard. No doubt about that. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for your time as well in viewing this video. Have yourself a damn good one, and I'll see you in the next video.